Oh my God, there he is! There he is, sir! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you, not me, you are having a fantastic day. Boy, oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. We got big things happening, a lot of progress on the crew cab build. So without further ado, let's just jump right on in, man. Just jump on in. Happy to be back in the garage, man. I'll tell you what, it's been a long, like really long month. I want to say it's been since I really uploaded a video. Man, I'll tell you what, between the two hurricanes, Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, they had us busy like nobody's business. We worked in Georgia for Hurricane Helene. We were in and around Lakeland area, which is just outside of Valdosta. My heart goes out to the families that live in that area. If you live in that area, boy, they got hit really hard, man. I ain't never seen anything like it. Been on a lot of storms all over the United States, and I've never seen so many trees snapped. Big old pine trees snapped in half, bent over, just absolute mess. So my heart goes out to those who were affected by both hurricanes. And then we went straight from Georgia to Florida. We were working in Ormond Beach. I've got some footage I might include in the video a little bit here and there, but I don't know if you guys want to see that or not. So now we're home. We've made a lot of progress. I haven't been putting video together because I had to put my head into the frame to get it to where it is right now, which I'm real excited to show you guys. And yeah, so without further ado, here we go. We're going to start off on the front. We've got a racket pinion in. This is temporary. I didn't want to get too crazy just yet because this is a manual. We're going to obviously go with power steering. I've made a extension to mount the rack. I'm going to make a new one when the new rack comes in, so it's not so far off the cross member, but this all ties everything together. This whole thing's removable. I'm going to leave the notch here set up the way it is. But for now, we've got steering, not obviously inside the car, but we can roll the truck around. I've taken everything apart in the front end. I've installed some butt plugs for in here. I still got to make upper control arms. But basically, the front end up in this zone right here is complete. We've almost got the tunnel finished on the truck. I've been adding some stuff, working on the inside, working on the outside, working over here, working over there, but she's almost there. Almost. Cross members out. We've got to extend the tab, make a new mount for it. But yeah, here we are. Big things, man, big things. So now for the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes. I love meat and potatoes. I've been spending basically 3 days working on this whole masterpiece here. Huge shout out to Daniel at Crazy Days Fab. Man, I came there. I'm not even kidding you. I got to show you this. This is really neat. I brought him a template just like this, and he took measurements off of this template. And I kid you not, when he got done cutting it off the table, absolutely perfect. Huge, Daniel, thank you. You were a lifesaver. So Daniel made me these brackets on his table, these brackets on his table, and the bag brackets on his table. And I want to say there was something else. No, 8 items. 2 bag brackets, 4 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. So there's a lot going on right here. Real excited. This is called a parallel 4-link with lift bars. And then we still have to do the Watts link inside here. But I'd like to just go over a couple of things on how I had set this up. These are made from scratch. I made these, bent them up myself, bent these up from scratch. Everything that's here, I basically made from scratch. The bracketry, the tabs back here. But what I have, the rear end is basically bottomed out right now, or very close to being bottomed out. Everything's parallel, everything's jiving one another. So if we remove this, this is what pushes the rear end down. Obviously, once the bag is inflated. Let's say, for argument's sake, Scott wanted to go with a larger wheel. Well, what we do is we disconnect this here link bar tab. We unscrew it to give it some more space, and that will push the rear end up further and keep your bag at the same height, which I thought was a really trick idea to do. Let's just say, even for whatever reason, hey man, I measured wrong or something, or one side goes up crooked or whatever reason. All we got to do is just do an adjustment here, tweak the axle, and we're good to go. So I've got everything mocked up over here on the side, getting ready to set up the passenger side. I literally just got finished with this not even 15 minutes ago. So there are no bar ends in here because I didn't have them. Once I get to my new location, once we get moved, which is another subject, I'll end up cutting new bar ends in here. I don't have them. So we need to get this off the table. Chassis mated to the body so we can roll it inside of that. Yeah, lot going on, my friends, lot going on. So I'm going to leave a link down below. There's a place in Douglas, Georgia, Outlaw Trailers. I'll tell you what, man, he took care of me. I'm going to show you the trailer that I bought. It's 8.5 feet wide, 7 feet high, 30 feet long. This trailer is going to house Scott's truck and all of my belongings from my garage to Pennsylvania. Yes, we are moving to Pennsylvania. So much to talk about. It happened so damn fast. I'll tell you, we sat down with the realtor. He said, "Oh, your house is probably going to take 4 to 6 months, to sell." And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, "Oh, that's great. It gives me a lot of time. Get Scott's truck done." I'm not even kidding you. Less than 3 weeks, we had an offer, full price. See you later. Have a good day. Today is November 2nd or so, maybe even November 3rd. I don't know. I lost track. We have to be out of this house by November 25th. So, yeah. Well, this is my trailer. Got the race door, so when you pull the truck in or a vehicle in, you could get out through the side, Starsky and Hutch style. Obviously, we won't be able to open the door because of the tires, but she's a beautiful trailer, man. I really can't ask for anything more than this. Currently, I've got a 7-inch drop, no bueno. Ordered a 5-inch drop. Trailer's slightly cockeyed right now. Definitely cannot beat the price of this trailer. So enough of the trailer. Let's get back inside because it's raining. Sun showers. So basically, I'm ready to get this whole side set up. So I've had this thing sitting in the corner for I can't tell you how long. I want to say this was 150 bucks, maybe 200 bucks. But the press is essentially useless until you have this part right here. And with this part, you're able to make all sorts of bracketry. You can see I bent this up. You see the lines in here. Yeah, I've been challenging myself to use that thing more and more, and boy, oh boy, that thing has paid for itself. I was almost tempted to reach out and order a set of these brackets, and I said, you know what? I can make it myself. And look, I made it myself. Basically, this is just a 90 right here, and then this here is on a 45. So, pretty simple, cut and dry, and everything else. Alrighty, so I had this piece cut. I try to do things in pairs so I don't forget, but basically we're going to measure 3.5 inches off of here, put a mark, and basically this is going to be our plate for our bag, like so. And then this should be around 5 inches, I believe. Yeah, almost 5 inches. And this is going to be a 90. This will be flat, and this will be at a 45, and then all that fun stuff. So we're going to put some lines in here. We're going to use our speed square. We're going to split the difference. This is 4-inch in diameter. We're going to run a line down the center. That doesn't seem right, and it isn't. Let's flip this over. Off. Splitting the difference here, right on the money. And then we're going to go 1 inch out. For now, let me put a mark across so we know what's what. Like this. And then we got a mark right here, like this. So now we've got our plate, which this would be right about here. We can center punch our screw hole. That's our bag bracket. And then we've got to measure down, and we've got to trim all this out inside of here like so. All right, so we trimmed out our bracket. We're going to bend it on this line. This guy gets a 90. This guy gets 45. So all the way bottomed out is 90 degrees. You just got to tweak the finger a little bit, not a big deal. And now we're going to load it from the other way. I'll show you why in just a second. And I know when this is at 45 degrees, when my dial indicator is reading 26 degrees. A little more. 24, 25, 26. Beautiful. There we go. So now, just so you'll know, this bracket is around 75 bucks for the pair. Okay? I just saved myself 75 bucks because I had some 4-inch steel laying around. I purchased this brake. You make yourself a couple of brackets, this thing pays for itself. So I got a little further than I originally wanted to. I wanted to actually assemble this entire side. My battery died and the GoPro. And of course, we are racing the clock to get this thing off the table so we can get it inside that trailer. But a couple things I want to go over real quick, because I got to take this back apart. I've got to cut the box tubing and drill the hole like that to countersink the bolt. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong with this. So I can't emphasize enough. Take your time, 110%, to put all this together. So we're going to take this apart. We're going to drill this hole, get the box tubing cut, reinforce the airbag bracket, and then I believe work on the stiffeners. I started breaking apart the insert for inside here because it was right in the way. Not a big deal. Just moved it up a little bit so we can get access to that bolt hole. But everything is spot on with this, with the bars. The rear is leveled. The rear is centered. The pinion is right. The angle of these are correct. The angle of the link bars are correct. The mounts are correct, meaning even, zero. Zero this way and zero this way. So it's extremely, extremely important. You know, I want to see this thing off the table, but I have to take my time to put all this together the correct way. So I'm going to pull this apart, just this one bolt right here, get it together. And you'll see everything will. And what I did was I leave an extra washer inside of here. That way, once I weld everything up 100%, this washer will shim out the bracketry. That way I'm not too short and have to fight to get these dang things in. Now I might, oh, thank God, okay. There we go, we gotta trim this, and we gotta drill a hole through here. So we're gonna go straight through this. Put some cutting oil. We're gonna step it twice. We're gonna go the entire bit of this. And then almost the entire bit of this. So I went and purchased these extra thick ones, but they don't fit and my uni bit isn't big enough to clear this. So we're just gonna go with some 9/16. And now you can see we've got our access hole, and we're just gonna put this back together. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And oh, it's fighting me, but I think because of all the pressure, the way I have the bars sitting. There we go. All right, just welded our bracket. Now our bracket's gonna slide in like this, very hot. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'm gonna put a couple of washers on here because I've been forgetting to do that. Here's our nuts. Like this. And these. As long as I can roll this thing in the trailer and off the trailer, we're golden. All right, this side is officially done. I don't know, man, you tell me. What do you think? Are you feeling it? Are you digging it? Did we go overkill? Another thing to keep in mind, I probably haven't said this yet, but at some point, I know Scott is gonna be pulling a trailer with this. So I wanted it to be extra beefy and strong, God forbid something was to happen. All right, so one of the things I made up was a gusset for this. We're gonna start in the center and we're gonna hammer, heat up, hammer, and get it to walk all the way around. And if I measured this correctly, 13 inches should be perfect all the way around like that. And there it is. Once she cools off, I'm gonna drill out some P-holes inside the cups like I did over here. This way, any water collects inside of here, it's able to drain out the backside. Keep in mind, frame's still gotta go upside down. We gotta finish welding all the bottom, front and rear. So there's a lot of little things that have to get finished, which we'll get to. Most importantly, we wanna get this chassis off the table. You get the good, the bad, the ugly here. Not everything is perfect and peaches and cream, but sweating. I'm really happy, honestly, how this chassis is coming out. Again, we're pressed for time. We've only got a couple of weeks left before we've got to part with this garage and move on to bigger and better things. So I'm not sure if you guys seen the underside of the S10, but we're gonna finish the tunnel, continue this on. If you follow this weld mark right here, there's a piece of the floor that has a space in it. It goes about here, like so. Well, I'm gonna cap the floor, cut this out, and grind all this up, and everything will be good. It'll be nice and clean. Yeah, man, I spent a lot of time working on this truck the past 2 weeks, I wanna say. Yeah, solid week and a half. It's been a grind, man. It's been a long grind. It's been a brutal summer as far as heat. I am so looking forward to the cooler weather up north. I love the heat, but I don't like working in it, you know. I'm in pants today. It's a little bit cooler out. So I went to the junkyard this morning. I had to go to 2 junkyards actually. We are gonna skip narrowing the rear for right now. I believe it's a total of 3.5 inches on both sides. So we'll have this zone right here to work with, or worst case scenario, we cut the brackets off, which they're tacked on. It's not the end of the world. But we're gonna put these donuts on here and then get the bed floor cut out. I think I'm only gonna cut out from here back, just for the bridge to come through. But we need to get the bed on the truck. And man, we're no different, Crawford, me, Daniel, me, a lot of other YouTubers, Ben, that we watch. Your mind gets frazzled by all this that's going on here. And even yourself, comment down below. Do you get frazzled easily with all of the work that has to get done when you're building a vehicle or working on your own vehicle? It's a lot. It's a lot to comprehend. It's a lot to think about, So we got the back end all together. We got our bags in, got a line set up to raise it up. So basically everything that I can do for now is done, obviously except the Watts link. I may have some time to install a Watts link. It's not the end of the world right now, but I double checked for clearance. These are 26-inch tall tires, and we clear the ground, which is good. That means the truck will lay frame. So now what we're fixing to do is use our Eastwood bender here and make it a new transmission mount. Something as dumb as this, I mean, a couple $100 to be able to make yourself mounts and bend stuff. I mean, that's big time. So I just popped a 40-degree bend in it, finished the corner off, shut this off here, my angle finder. I got to clean this up, but I mean, bam, 1/4-inch plate, money well spent right here. So this is what we had before as our transmission mount. It was a little too short. So it would be safe to say we'll add on we'll add on an inch, right? And we're gonna basically do the same thing that's here. So what I'm gonna do is just take a 1/2 inch drill bit, drill a hole on center, like this, and then we'll take the flat disc, cut, and then we should be good. All right, guys, good morning. Today's election day. Today is the day we find out the gender of our country. I don't want to say who I'm voting for, but because this is not the channel for that. But regardless, that's not why we're here. I'm just pointing out the fact that today is election day. I want to show you all what we've done inside the truck. My apologies, I got sunflower seeds in my mouth. Speaking of sunflower seeds, all-time favorite right here. This brand, Biggs, and dill flavored sunflower seeds. Love them. So, quite a bit of work's been done inside the cab, off camera. You can see we've got some pedal situated here, set up. Linkage is off, obviously, but I bent up a plate, welded a plate to the firewall to mount the throttle pedal, the gas pedal, brake pedal, excuse me. I have to cut this off and change the pad because that's not going to work. I want to rotate this forward some more. So I'll put a slice in it, pie cut it, roll it forward, and get the brake pedal out here more. But this whole assembly that I fabricated, which I'm going to pull out later and finish, is removable. And then you can access your bolts for your brake booster. Pretty cool. So now we're working on capping. We're going to cap these ends right here. Like I was saying earlier, I can go from the underside and cut out that corner, which is this corner right here, and the floors will be complete. And now you can see it's starting to look like a truck. Holy cow, it's like a truck. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hopefully by the end of today, this truck will be on the ground, off the table. Everything is here to do so. I got to change out my wire. There was something else I wanted to weld before I did that though. I'm using 035 if you are interested in knowing. Back's set up, lines are set up, air lines ran. I've got all monoed into one line. This is gonna just secure down here. Obviously the engine will be in here. I did some reinforcement. I forgot to mention that on the engine mounts. Obviously I capped that one side. This is all gonna get done in one piece, so I left it because of the steering linkage. But basically the steering linkage is gonna come through here, right in this corner. They'll come down, and I'll have to blow a hole through this big chunk right here, and there'll be a knuckle in here. So you'll have a knuckle here, and then a knuckle back there, and it'll go right to the column. So I don't want to bore you guys with making lots of noise. I'm going to get these pieces cut up, welded up. That way I can officially bolt the body to the chassis because I don't need to take it apart anymore while we're here in Florida. Once we get to Pennsylvania, that's a whole nother ball game. I'm very excited. Very, very, very excited for this moment. All right, so here is was a 1959 Chevy Impala brake pedal assembly. Obviously, I highly modified it. I modified the pedal itself, the entirety of it all. Now it's pretty simple. 2 bolts that hold on the booster from the inside of the truck. I'm also going to drill another hole here, which will give me a spot underneath the dash here to secure the pedal assembly to the the bottom of the dash here. I should be able to just drill and tap into that. So I'm fixing to do that now, but for the most part, we're getting there, man. We are definitely getting there. A lot of progress, a lot of work. Where'd my little plate go? Ah, here we go. Here's a little plate. This guy's gonna go in here. Same on the other side. I'm gonna stitch it all in here, all in there. And then, like I said, I'm gonna cut that void, which is right there, out once I have a weld pattern. And then, yeah, man, we got our transmission mount done. Made it this morning. Welded it up nicey nice. Bolted it in. She's good to go. So we're making big progress. Let me get this pedal assembly in. That way we can get this thing off the table and aired out on the ground, which I'm dying to do for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just dying to get it off the table. I took a piece of 3/16 steel and tapped it for a 3/8. Oh my God, it's hot. 3/8 bolt. Now that bolt is going to hold the pedal assembly up here like so. So this pedal assembly is actually done now. You see it comes together pretty easy. Fairly easy. Sorry. Yeah, it's a little better. I'm going to bolt this thing all in and we'll be good to go. And then we can move on to bigger and better things. So there's nothing more challenging than having a brake booster pedal assembly fight you to get together. Yeah, I'm going to swap wire out. I'm going to get that done. And we'll catch up with you guys later when all this is said and done. And this thing's on the ground. We'll do it together. How's that sound? Good? Good. All right, so I thought this would be a great time to show you guys what I was talking about earlier. You can see I got weld marks. This is basically where I'm going to cut. This whole piece right here is going to come out like it happened here. And once I've got both of these cut out, I'll take a flap disc and I'll clean the edges really nice and hit it with some primer, and the bottom of the floor will be good to go. Now you can see, let me go on the other side, how and what I was talking about, how nice it looks, almost like it was supposed to be this way. My bead roll here worked out really well, as over here. It just looks like it was supposed to be that way. All right, gentlemen, ladies, there's the finished product. Ow. Just whacked my head on the lift. Always. You can see how nice and clean that looks. Almost professional. You know, at the end of the day, you can say to yourself, it's the bottom of the truck. Nobody's going to see it. I promise you, my friend, somebody's going to see it at some point in time. You might have your buddy work on the truck, or you may sell the truck, and the person who gets your truck goes, holy sheesh, who had their hands in this truck? Absolutely horrific. And that's the last thing I want this customer to hear. When somebody crawls underneath the truck, whether it goes on a lift, you know, whatever, I wanted the person to be like, wow, that looks really good, nice and clean. Did a nice job cutting the floor up. So, always give 110%. Message of the day, election day, 110%. So now the fun begins. We got to get this 18-foot chassis on the ground. I'm going to put the engine in it. Here's what I'm thinking. Engine in first, bolt it in, set the body down, bolt the body down on the chassis, lower the lift the entire chassis up with the body, and then slide the table out, disassemble the back half of the table, and then lower everything down on the ground. That's what I hope in my mind is how it's gonna play out. I'm wondering if I should just leave the engine out. I don't know. But regardless, I've got a huge mess to clean up before we begin. And it's go time. All of these weeks and months of labor-intensive activities is going to pay off right now. Are you ready? I know I am. So here we go. We're going to air the truck out. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, would you look at that? Oh. Body bolts are hitting, they're stopping the chassis from going down all the way. Not a big deal. I know how to fix that. That's an easy fix. If you peek it in, you can see the body bolt right there on the ground. The head is holding the truck up. Cross member is not on the ground. Beautiful. Ow. Man. Holy shit. Guys, it's been forever. I swear, it feels like it has been forever. I gotta put this fan back on, I'm dying. Super humid today. I can't tell you how long it's been that I've been wanting to do this. Air this truck out and get it off the damn table. I am super excited. I am beyond excited. Joseph, what do you think?
Honestly, it's hard to comprehend just how much has been done to this thing. It's actually crazy. Just the amount of time and effort put into this and just the level of craftsmanship, it's hard to even comprehend. Absolutely on another level.
Samurai wheel. Little 17 up there. My donuts. One of the things I want to point out really quick, and I noticed it when I was taking it off the table. The frame was flexing a little bit in the rear. So what I'm going to do is once I get to PA, I'm going to bend up basically a rail to connect from here to the front, and that will tie into the carrier bearing because we're doing a two-piece drive shaft on this. But that will, with a couple of posts, strengthen the whole entire back of the truck. Granted, these bends, the easy way, are helping, but not, 110%. So something small, something minute back there, beef it up a little bit. But yeah, man, you can see the wheel that we have here. And I just want to point something out while we have this wheel in here. So understand how much room is in this fender and what I had to do to get this wheel where it is right here. I can almost put my fist inside of here, and I got big fists, but that's every bit of 4 inches. And raising it up just a little bit, it'll be able to turn on the ground. Everything clears. Booster clears, the engine. I had to relocate the booster, the pedal assembly, all that stuff. Countless up and down with the lift. Yeah, so you could see the bead rolling, how again, it was just spray paint, but how it pops once you change the color. I think we're going to end up trimming back the inner fenders, but that's up to Scott. We'll see what he says. Yeah, man, very nice. You know, very nice. Hours, countless hours in this, doing this. I love the rear end. Let me tell you right now, the amount of lift these bags get in the rear, incredible. I will do this 100 times over. A parallel 4-link with a lift kit, lift bars, absolutely incredible. See my ropes. This is what's stopping the rear end from overextending, because we don't have no shocks in the rear. Guys, that is going to do it for this video. I probably won't be uploading as much from now until till we get into PA. I've got to go through this garage. I've got to throw a lot of stuff out. I still have to get the bed on the truck. Not really that much of a big deal, but please, if you're feeling this build, comment down below. If you like what you're seeing, comment down below. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So without that, with that, and this, and you, and me, and she, these videos are not possible. Have a great day. I did it. I gotta get it in the garage. It's starting to rain. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.